So yeah, I'm writing this at 2 a.m. because I can't sleep. There's no way I could right now, not after what went down tonight. Feels like I'm typing with my hands still shaking. Coffee is cold. I don't even care. I don't really post much. Usually just scroll, but whatever. Maybe someone out there will get it. I'm not looking for advice. Just need to get it out. So background. I'm Jet, 32, married to Gianna for 7 years. We have a 5-year-old daughter. I'm not going to go into some cutesy how we met thing. It's not that kind of story. Just if you've ever been in a relationship where you're always playing catch-up, where you're always the afterthought, you'll get it. Gianna is the kind of person who can light up a room and also make you feel like you're standing in the corner at your own birthday. She grew up with this massive Italian family. All opinions and loud dinners and weird grudges and people showing up unannounced. My family's smaller, more the text before you call type, but they try. So Christmas dinner at her parents' place, which is this weird half-mansion they've been renovating for years. It's always half done. There's always a tarp somewhere. 30 people, easy. Her parents, her brother, the one who thinks crypto is coming back. Aunts, cousins, all that. My parents, my sister Margaret, a few cousins who I barely see. Everyone brings food. Everyone complains about the food. Typical. This year, though, something felt off even before the main event. Gianna was weirdly quiet. Not snappy, just distracted. Staring at her phone, not really eating, not even laughing at her uncle's jokes. She usually fake laughs at everything. I thought maybe she was sick or just stressed. She kept checking her phone like every 2 seconds. I asked her if everything was okay. She just said she's tired of pretending and walked off to the kitchen. Whatever. I figured I'd let her cool off. I was already dealing with my mom's anxious hovering and my dad's, "So when are you two going to finally fix the roof?" Jokes. Gianna's best friend Naomi was there too. And so was my best friend Peter. Peter and I go way back. Met through a local online gaming group when we were teenagers. Ended up hanging out just about every weekend since. He and Naomi started dating after I introduced them. So yeah, tight circle. At least I thought so. Dinner starts. Everyone is packed around the table, elbows everywhere, kids screaming. My dad's already 2 glasses in. Gianna keeps looking at Peter. Not in a flirty way exactly, just like she's waiting for him to say something. I notice, but honestly, I've noticed a lot of stuff over the past couple years, and I just chalked it up to her being moody or whatever. That's on me, I guess. So, halfway through dinner, her uncle starts one of his rants about how back in his day, people didn't get divorced, and suddenly Gianna just stands up. Everyone stops, forks down, all eyes on her. She takes a deep breath, glances at Peter, and then just goes for it. I'm not going to write out exactly what she said word for word, but the short version is she tells the entire table she's been sleeping with Peter for 2 years. Yeah, 2 years. And then just to twist the knife, she says, even our daughter might be his. Imagine 30 people dead silent except for a couple kids who keep eating like nothing happened. My mom covers her mouth. Margaret just stares at me. My dad mutters something I can't hear. Peter tries to say something, stutters, goes quiet. Naomi glares at him, then at Gianna, then at me. Gianna looks right at me, this weird half-smile, and says I'm too pathetic to even get angry. Look at him. He's not even a man enough to fight back. Her dad stands up like he's about to say something, but her mom grabs his arm. Someone drops a glass. It shatters. No one picks it up. I just sit there. I don't even know what to say. I can feel everyone staring at me, waiting for me to explode or cry or whatever. Gianna keeps going like she's on a roll now, talking about how she's tired of pretending, how she deserves real passion, how I'm more like a roommate than a husband. Her aunt says she's had enough and starts to get up. Gianna's mom tells her to sit down. This is family business. Margaret reaches for my hand. I pull away. I don't want anyone touching me right then. Peter tries to get up like he's going to leave, but Naomi grabs his sleeve and tells him to sit the hell down. Her voice is shaking. He sits. He looks at me like he wants me to save him or something. I look away. Gianna says I should at least have the guts to say something, anything. But I don't. I just stand up. I look at everyone and I just say, "Merry Christmas, everyone." Then I walk out. I hear my dad stand up behind me. Hear my mom whisper my name, but I keep moving. In the hall, I grab my coat. My daughter comes running after me, but Gianna calls her back. My hands are trembling. I can't get the zipper on my coat to work. I finally just sling it over my shoulder and walk out the front door. Someone slams it behind me. I get to my car, sit in the driver's seat, and just stare at the wheel for a minute. I can hear people yelling inside. Glass breaking. Someone crying. Probably Naomi. I don't know. I just sit there breathing, thinking. Not about Gianna, not about Peter, not even about my daughter, right? Then just about the plan I've had in my head for honestly 3 years. It started when I found Gianna's old texts. Not even snooping, just looking for a charger in her bag. And her phone went off. Stuff I couldn't unsee. Stuff that didn't make sense. Not just flirting, but money, plans, her talking about when it's over. I never told her I saw it. I convinced myself I was being paranoid. But I started making notes, started moving things around. That was 3 years ago. I set up new accounts, moved some assets, kept things quiet. I had her sign a prenup when we got married. She laughed about it. Didn't even read it. Her parents needed a co-signer for their business loan last year. Guess whose name is on it? Mine. I kept track of everything. Account numbers, passwords, who owns what. Tonight, driving away, I started going over it all in my head, step by step. She wanted a reaction. She wanted me to lose it, to hit someone, to start some big dramatic fight so she could feel justified. But I'm not giving her that. I'm giving her something else. When I got home, I locked the door, pulled out my laptop, and started. I emptied the joint accounts. I triggered the prenup clauses. I put in the request for a paternity test. I called in the business loan. I set up everything to transfer by morning. I didn't even stop to eat. My phone started buzzing around 3 a.m. First it was Gianna, then her mom, then Peter. I didn't answer. I just kept working. Every message, every call was just fuel. I'm not done. Not even close. She wanted to humiliate me in front of everyone, and she did. But she has no idea what's coming next. I can't sleep, but I don't care. I'll sleep when it's over. Part 2 coming if anyone cares. Update 1. All right, so I didn't really get any sleep after posting last night. So if this is messy, blame the 3 mugs of coffee and the fact my phone has not stopped lighting up since about 2:57 a.m. I don't know why I remember the exact time. I just do. Probably burned into my brain forever at this point. So yeah, after I walked out of the Christmas dinner war zone, I went straight home. Didn't even take off my shoes. Just opened the laptop, plugged in my phone, and started doing what I've basically been prepping for years. Not exaggerating. I'm not some finance guy or anything. I just got tired of the feeling that if I ever needed to disappear, I'd have no way out. Gianna's always been about control. Money, conversations, even where we put the stupid couch. She's the type who will say she's joking, but you know she means it. I learned early on to keep a backup plan for everything. Anyway, first thing I did was move all the cash out of every joint account. Not just the checking, but the holiday savings. Even the dumb vacation jar we set up in a random app because she saw it on a TikTok. I'd made sure from day one that anything big was in my name, not hers. Not because I thought this would ever happen, but because she always acted like her money was hers and my money was also hers. Like, she'd say I was too boring to spend it right and then drop $400 on whatever was trending that week. So I moved everything. Then I logged into the online portal and triggered the prenup. I'm serious. She never read the thing. She was getting her nails done the day before our wedding, and I handed it to her. She just signed and told me I was being dramatic. Her parents said it was a waste of time because who gets divorced anymore, right? I set it up. So when I triggered it, basically everything stayed with me because I was the one paying for the house, the cars, her parents' business loan. Yeah, I co-signed because they said they'd lose their minds if they had to ask her brother, who would 100% have lost the paperwork. I called in the loan. Not a threat, not a, I'm going to destroy you thing, just a notice. The co-signer wants out. Their bank handles it from here. All of this took like 3 hours. I was shaking the whole time, not from guilt, just pure adrenaline. I kept thinking she'd call or her dad would show up or my phone would explode. Around 3 a.m., the call started. First Gianna, then her mom, then Peter. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb. By 4 a.m., I had 17 missed calls. By 7 a.m., it was over 50. I took a shower, ate half a cold bagel, ignored everything else. My mom called around 8 a.m., just said, "You okay?" I said, "Yep." She asked if I wanted them to come by. I said, "Not now," my dad texted. Just said, "Don't let them walk on you, son. I know he wants to come over and fix things, but I'm not interested in anyone fixing this except me." By late morning, I started getting the angry texts. "Gianna, first, what did you do? Why are my cards declined?" Her mom right after. "You're ruining our family. You have to fix this." Peter didn't text, just sent a thumbs up emoji, then deleted it. Like, what are you even trying to say, dude? I guess here's the part where I should explain a bit. Gianna has always treated me like I'm the safe option. She told me once she settled for me because I was the only one who wouldn't cheat. Her parents never hid the fact they thought I was boring. I kept the peace for years because of our daughter. But after a while, you just get tired of being the backup plan. She went for Peter because he's the opposite of me. Always chasing drama, always the center of attention. She thinks drama means passion. She doesn't get that some people just want peace. I started noticing it more the last couple years. The little digs, the eye rolls when I'd say something. The jokes about me being dull, the way she'd spend money and then call me cheap for not ordering takeout every night. The way her mom would tell her, if he can't give you excitement, find it somewhere else. So she did. And now here we are. Anyway, by noon, her dad called. He started yelling right away, saying I was destroying his business, that I could ruin his life. I told him, you chose to tie your fortunes to mine. He hung up. 5 minutes later, I got a text from my cousin Danny. He was at the dinner. He's kind of a loudmouth, but not a bad guy. Asking what the hell happened last night and was it true? I just said, ask Gianna. He said he would, and I could tell he didn't believe me. Not really. Most of her family is already circling the wagons around her. My own family is just keeping their heads down. Nobody wants to pick a side yet. Then around 3:00 p.m., Naomi showed up at my door. She looked like she hadn't slept either. She shoved past me before I could say anything. She said, I need to know exactly what happened last night. I told her, ask Peter. She said, he won't talk. He just keeps saying it was an accident. And it didn't mean anything. I said, accidents don't last 2 years. She started crying, sat on my couch, said she had nowhere to go. I told her I'm not a hotel and I'm not a therapist. She stood up, wiped her face, and left. Before she slammed the door, she said, I hope you ruined them both. I just nodded. By 5 p.m., Gianna finally showed up. She banged on my door, yelling through it, saying I was a coward, that I was ruining our daughter's life, that I was just proving I was never man enough for her. I opened the door and told her to leave. She tried to push past me. I blocked the door. She slapped me. I said, you need to leave or I'll call your dad and tell him you're here. She stormed off, cursing at me the whole way. About an hour later, Peter started texting. First, sorry, bro. Then you have to understand it just happened. Then let's talk like adults. I ignored every message. By 7:00 p.m., he was in my driveway sitting in his car. I went out, told him to leave. He tried to apologize, said he never meant for any of this. I told him, you're not my friend. You're not even a man. He tried to push me. I shoved him back. He said, you're going to regret this. I laughed. He drove off, tires screeching. By about 9 p.m., the group chat I was in with some of Peter's friends started blowing up. Some people didn't believe it. Some said I should have seen it coming. One guy just sent memes. All I said was, ask them, not me. Eventually, the chat went quiet. Nobody wants to pick a side yet. Everyone's just waiting to see who comes out on top. I checked my phone again before bed. Over 100 missed calls. Her cards were all declined. House payments frozen. Business loan now on life support. Her mom texted, I hope you're happy. I didn't answer. I know Gianna's family thinks I'm the villain now. So does half my own. I don't even care. I'm not playing nice anymore. I'm not the backup plan or the safe option. She wanted chaos. She got it. I set everything up so the house goes into foreclosure if she tries anything shady. Every asset that matters is out of her hands. Paternity test request submitted. She'll see the paperwork by morning. I'm making sure her parents feel it too. They spent years treating me like furniture. Now they'll see what happens when the furniture walks out. I can hear my phone vibrating from the other room. I'm not picking up. I'm not answering the door. This is just the start. Next, I start telling everyone the truth. They wanted a show. I'll give them one. Part 3. If anyone wants it, update 2, so it's been 2 days, I think. I've stopped checking the date on my phone. Just endless calls, endless texts. And honestly, I kinda wish I could sleep through this part. But nope. Not with Gianna's family group chat blowing up every hour and my own sister texting, "Are you alive?" with 1,000 question marks. The first weird thing today, Gianna posted some cryptic story on her Insta. Just a blurry shot of our driveway and some long-winded post about betrayal, family, and losing everything overnight. My phone immediately started pinging. Her cousin Lauren, who's never liked me anyway, DMs me saying I should be ashamed. People know what I did. I'm not fooling anyone. Then came the calls from her parents' friends. It's like they all agreed to ignore what happened at dinner and just decided I'm the villain. Some of them barely know me. One guy left a voicemail that started with "as a father," and I just deleted it. I don't even know his last name. Gianna herself started texting again. Not a single sorry, just more stuff about how I'm destroying her life and our daughters. She keeps saying, "Our daughter is asking for me, and I know that's true, but I'm not letting her weaponize that." I told her if she wants to talk about custody, she can go through the lawyer. She replied with a wall of texts, half threats, half guilt trips. Peter tried again. He's desperate now, blowing up my phone with everything from "let's talk" to "it wasn't supposed to be like this." He actually parked outside the house for almost an hour today. I could see him from the window. I didn't even go out. Naomi came by to pick up her stuff from his car. She slammed his door and yelled at him in the street. He tried to follow her. She shoved him away and got in an Uber. My mom called after that. Said she didn't like the idea of Gianna's family talking trash about me to everyone. My dad told her to let me handle it, that I know what I'm doing. They both want to see their granddaughter, but neither of them is trying to get involved in the fight. Margaret, on the other hand, started a private group chat from my side of the family and keeps forwarding me screenshots of Gianna's parents' Facebook posts. Apparently I'm unstable and manipulative, right? I started replying to people with just one line. "Talk to my lawyer. I'm not playing the sympathy game. I'm not letting them turn this into me being the crazy one." The paternity test paperwork landed today. I got a call from Gianna's dad, who started screaming at me about humiliating the family. I told him, "You made me co-sign your loan. You can deal with the paperwork." He tried to threaten to come over. I told him, if he sets foot on my property, I'll call the cops. He hung up. Gianna's mom tried a different tactic. She tried to bring my daughter over without telling me. She knocked. My daughter stood behind her looking confused, clutching a stuffed animal. I opened the door, said, "We're not doing this," and told her to leave. She called me heartless and shoved past me. I blocked her with my arm, told her again, "Leave." She slapped me. I stepped back, shut the door, locked it. She stood there for 10 minutes, then left. I heard her muttering the whole way down the walk. Later, I found out from my sister that Gianna's family is telling everyone I'm unstable and dangerous. Some people in my own family started texting me, asking if it's true. I just replied that I have all the proof I need, and if anyone wants to see it, they can come talk to me in person. So far, nobody's taken me up on that. Naomi texted me too. Said she can't believe Peter chose Gianna, and now he's crashing at his brother's place because she kicked him out. She said, "Don't worry." I told everyone what actually happened. I thanked her, but honestly, people believe what they want. Gianna's been trying to get into my accounts. I get alerts every time she tries to reset a password. She's also posting more stories, mostly vague stuff about betrayal and greed. She wants sympathy. She wants people to see her as the victim. The thing is, every time she tries something, she just digs her own hole deeper. Her parents' business is tanking because the loan's in default now. I got a letter from the bank confirming the foreclosure process started. I sent a copy to her parents. Her mom called me sobbing, saying I was ruining innocent people. I told her, "You should have read the paperwork before signing." I started making a list of everyone who tried to guilt-trip me. Not for revenge, just so I know who's actually on my side. Feels weird, but it helps. Margaret called it my block list. She's not wrong. Peter showed up again, and this time tried to get in my face. He said I was blowing things out of proportion, that I should just let it go and be the bigger man. I laughed. He shoved me. I shoved him back, told him not to come near my house again. He stormed off, muttering that I'd regret this. I watched him leave, locked the door, blocked his number. My mom wants to have a family dinner. Just my side. Keep things quiet. I agreed, but told her, no drama, no talking about Gianna. Just food and cartoons for my daughter. She said she'd make her famous lasagna. I said, cool, let's just pretend it's a random Tuesday. Gianna's not giving up. She called twice tonight. Left a voicemail saying she knows about the trust fund I set up for our daughter and that she deserves it, whether the paternity test is positive or not. I texted her. Not a chance until the results come back. She replied with a long rant about how I'm punishing a child. I ignored it. I've talked to my lawyer about everything, made sure I'm not crossing any lines. I'm following every rule. If she tries to start something, it'll bounce back on her. Honestly, it's weird being in the middle of this. People keep acting like they have to pick a side, but nobody wants to get all the facts first. Everyone wants to believe the loudest person in the room. I don't care. I'm not letting her rewrite the story. I have no idea what happens next, but I'm ready for whatever she throws. There's still the paternity test, still the house, still the fallout with everyone who's picked a side. I'm not backing down. I'm not playing nice. If you're reading this and thinking, wow, this is a mess, you're right. But sometimes the only way through is to keep swinging. Part 4 soon. I'm not out yet. Final update. So, this is probably the last one I'm posting about this because honestly, I'm just tired. Not in a dramatic way, just the regular sort of tired where you wake up and your phone's already going off and you realize it's all still real. Yesterday started weird. Woke up to find my mom had left a loaf of banana bread at my door. She does this when she's worried but doesn't want to talk. Margaret sent me a long thread of texts, half memes, half her ranting about Gianna's family on Facebook. One of Gianna's cousins apparently posted that I ruined Christmas and the family business and tagged me and like 6 other people. I didn't respond, but I saw my cousin Danny defending me in the comments. And then it turned into a whole argument about who paid for the last reunion. Real grown-up stuff. Gianna's parents finally got the foreclosure notice. Her mom called, crying, asking how I could do this to innocent people. I told her, "You tied your business to me. Not my fault you didn't read the fine print." She hung up. I could hear her dad yelling in the background before she did. Gianna's been back and forth between blaming me and trying to guilt me into fixing things for our daughter. She sent me a long message about how no child should have to see their family fall apart. I told her, "You should have thought of that before you nuked Christmas dinner." She replied that I was always too cold. That's why she did what she did. She says she needed something real. I told her, "You got real. Enjoy it." The paternity test came back today. I got the notification first. Our daughter is mine. I stared at the result for a while, not sure if I felt relief or just nothing. I texted her the screenshot and said, "Guess you were wrong about at least one thing." She didn't reply. My parents wanted to have a dinner. Just us and Margaret. No drama, just pizza and bad reality TV. My daughter was there. She barely talked. Just kept playing with her tablet. I don't know if she understands what's going on. She's 5. She just knows things are weird. I told her I love her. She said she loves me too. Then asked if she could go back to Mom's house soon. I said maybe. Naomi texted me out of nowhere. Just said she's out and doesn't want to hear about Peter again. She blocked both him and Gianna on everything. She also said, "For what it's worth, I hope you actually keep the house." I told her, "No promises." Peter hasn't tried to talk to me again. He moved out of his apartment, apparently staying with his brother. Mutual friends are ghosting him, which is honestly more than I expected. A few people texted me saying they didn't want to get involved, which is code for, "Please don't make me pick a side." Whatever. The house is technically still mine, but I'm not keeping it. Too many memories, too many headaches, and honestly, I'm sick of explaining the foreclosure to neighbors. I set up a storage pickup for next week. Gianna texted asking if she could come get her stuff. I said yes, but I'm not going to be there when she does. Margaret offered to swing by and make sure Gianna doesn't take anything that isn't hers. I told her if she wants to deal with that circus, she's welcome to it. Gianna's parents are officially out of the business. The bank took over. They'll probably end up moving. Her mom posted some long rant about betrayal in the family, but didn't mention names. My mom said, "Just block them all and move on," but I haven't. I like seeing them scramble. There was one last family dinner at Gianna's parents' place before they moved out. I wasn't invited, obviously, but Margaret drove by on her way home and said it looked like a wake. She said, "You did what you had to do." I said, "I know, so now it's just regular life, I guess." The group chats are dead. Nobody's posting about it anymore. Everyone's back to arguing about whatever dumb thing is trending. I went to the grocery store and ran into one of Gianna's aunts. She glared at me, then looked away fast. I just kept walking. If you're hoping for some I feel better now ending, sorry, not there yet. I'm not crushed. I'm not healed. I'm just done. I made sure they felt everything they put me through. I didn't forgive. I didn't forget. And I didn't fix anything for them. I played by the rules and I hit back harder. Sometimes the best you get is a quiet house and nobody calling you at 3:00 in the morning. I'll take it. Guess that's it. If you're reading this and you're in some mess like mine, don't let them walk on you. You don't owe anyone your silence or your calm. Sometimes you just burn it all down and walk away.